Hey, it's Marin, and this is the January 2020 monthly forecast for Gemini Risings. So we'll first get into the astrology for the month, what the day-by-day transits look like for the events happening in your life as a Gemini Rising. Then we will look at the tarot cards, look at the oracle deck cards and all that to see what guidance is also coming through for you to best navigate this time, these events in your life. So getting started over some overall themes for this month. Definitely a focus on pursuing long-term goals. There's been a lot of transformation going on within the past few years regarding your deep bonds to other people, what deep connections you have to others, and now it's kind of like your time to outwardly reflect what you might have felt like you couldn't go after yet because of ties to other people. It's time to actualize those long-term goals. So starting out on the 7th, or on the 3rd, there will be Mars ingressing into Sagittarius in your 7th house, meaning that we can expect increased maybe conflict, maybe energy, or any type of aggression coming into your house of relationships and partnerships. And this is an area of life where it might mean that you are not getting along as well with a partner. It could also mean that you're going after what you want in terms of partnerships on a one-to-one level, whether that's romantic, business-wise, or any one-to-one personal relationship. Watch for increased aggression and more stakes coming into that area of your life, for better or for worse, especially if you're born during the daytime. Watch out for that. On the 9th, the Sun will conjoin Mercury in your 8th house, a cazimi to illuminate information regarding shared finances or joint assets in your life. Likely there will be some clarity or some illumination of information coming to the surface regarding a lot of the changes going on within the past few years and that area of your life. On the 10th, Uranus stations direct in your 12th house. So with Uranus having been retrograde for a few months, there's been a lot of changes in your internal world that you are looking back on. Uranus is bringing upheaval and revolutionary energy into your area of life regarding internal meditation, peace within yourself, exile from other people, and more of a withdrawn state of mind. So with Uranus retrograde, you have been going back to reanalyze what changes you've already made. Now that Uranus is stationing direct early on the 10th this month, there will be new changes, new radical upheavals, and calls for liberation regarding maybe your internal world, how you speak to yourself, your psychology in general. On the 12th, Saturn conjoins Pluto in your 8th house, and Mercury will join the Saturn-Pluto conjunction as well. So there's this final limiting transformational crisis solidifying as a gateway into closing off what needs to be reborn in your shared financial world of joint assets with another person, deep bonds that you share that's really been being transformed. You know better than anyone that there's been a lot of upheaval going on in those deep bonds with other people, and with Mercury joining this final conjunction here, you're speaking up or you're communicating the final implosion that you need to wind down this metamorphosis. It's definitely a lasting change that's a gateway into a new paradigm of your shared financial world, and with Mercury joining the Saturn-Pluto conjunction, you are speaking up about what is happening there. On the 13th, the Sun will then conjoin Saturn and Pluto as well, which involves you into the mix. The 12th and 13th, you are speaking your mind and then making your own presence be known around what that really means for you to impact what this crisis is in your life. On the 13th, Venus enters Pisces. On another note, on a much lighter note, Venus will be entering Pisces, its exaltation in your 10th house. So look towards more ease, opportunity, and harmonious relationships in your career world. Likely going to be a sphere, a time of it'll be a nice break from some of the deeper things going on. It'll be a more lighthearted note in your career world. On the 16th, Mercury enters Aquarius, and shortly after it will square Uranus, all in your 9th house. So there will be more communication regarding foreign travel, long-distance plans, higher education in your life, but do watch out that there is not some rebellious energy that's asking you to say things or do things that are just for the sake of getting a reaction. Do take a step back to make sure that the changes or words you're saying are coming from the heart and not simply from an urge to shake things up regardless of what you really feel aligned to do. On the 20th, the Sun will enter Aquarius, and on the 22nd, it will also square Uranus, so that there is a lot of energy going into actualizing your dreams this month, pursuing your long-term goals. Just make sure they're coming from a place of aligned, thoughtful energy of actually actually doing what change actually will make you like feel worthwhile, not what you think will make you feel worthwhile because it'll warrant a rebellious reaction out of someone or will be your way of rebelling against some sort of imposed boundary you feel like you've been dealing with someone close to you for a while. On the 24th, there is a new moon in that Aquarius 9th house, a time to plant new seeds based on what new freshness you are ready to get a hold of for your own, for breaking out of your shell of a deep tie that might have felt restrained into this newness of doing what feels aligned for you on a long-term basis. And on the 25th, there will be a Venus square to Mars between your 10th and 7th houses. So this feeling of ease and harmony in your in your career world might be at odds with what a partner wants you to do. Maybe you feel called to go a certain direction in your career, but a partner wants you to do something else instead. And Venus conjunct Neptune in your 10th house also indicates that there is a lofty dream coming together and manifesting in your career world, but that might not necessarily have all the information around it yet, or it might be kind of blurry and deceitful. So watch that a partner is not pressuring you with Mars square Neptune in order to take a certain action that might not feel aligned or might be too good to be true. There is a comparison of partnership and career this month that needs to be hashed out or at least taken a step back from to make sure that it is aligned. So overall this month, there's definitely a partner's influence in what you are going after in terms of your realization of long-term goals and projects, and make sure that that is not the same unbearable or energy that's too closed in to allow you not to breathe that you've been going through the past few years. Make sure that you are not repeating an old pattern this time around and are actually following your bliss and your excitement. So with that being said, let's pull a tarot card to see what guidance is coming through for Gemini risings. So we have the Four of Swords, and the Four of Swords it's a card ruled by Jupiter, and it has to do with finding your center and your grounding. It's a card, it's about having a truce. You are saying, I understand that there's conflict around me, but I don't need to try to get someone back or recompense for a situation. I can find my center, which will actually result in feeling more aligned and more accepting of the situation overall. So now let's pull a Work Your Light Oracle deck card and see what Oracle deck guidance is coming through as well for Gemini risings. We have the card, Don't Dim to Fit In. How are you dimming your light in order to fit in? And I'm dropping everything. But maybe, I think this has to do with a one-to-one partner that you're in a deep committed bond to, whether that's business, romantic, familial, whatever. That don't dim your light in order to honor that commitment if that commitment is not honoring you. So finally, let's pull a Law of Attraction card to see what Law of Attraction guidance is coming through for Gemini risings. There is nothing I cannot be, do, or have. Welcome to planet Earth. There is nothing that you cannot be, do, or have. Go forth on this day of your life experience knowing that your real work is to decide what you want and then focus upon that. Go forth giving thought to what you want, attracting life experiences to help you decide what you want, and once you have decided, giving thought to only that. So it's definitely a month of breaking out of your shell. Like there's been some upheaval with something that you've been going on with another person, and now it's time to see what you actually like fucking want. Like not compared to what you're used to consulting another person on or what you're used to asking permission for because of feeling small. Your time to take what you want for these long-term goals. So with that being said, if this was helpful, let me know down below how this is resonating for you and showing up in your life. Like, subscribe, do all the things, and I would love to read for you if you're interested. Astrology info is down below. Otherwise, I will see you in the next video.